Have you ever come across health advice that sounded convincing, but turned out to be completely wrong? In today's video, we're breaking down the top 7 health myths that so many people still believe and revealing the real science behind them. Some of these myths might surprise you, others you've probably heard 1,000 times. But trust me, you won't believe number 7. By the end of this video, you'll be able to separate fact from fiction and make smarter choices for your health. So grab a coffee, sit back, and let's bust some myths together. Myth number 1, fasting is harmful. Many people believe that fasting, which is skipping meals or going long periods without eating, is harmful. But the truth is, science shows quite the opposite. Intermittent fasting has been linked to better metabolic health. It can reduce body weight, improve blood sugar control, and even lower insulin resistance. When we fast, the body switches from burning glucose to burning fat, producing ketones, and this metabolic switch supports energy balance and can protect against obesity and cardiovascular risk. Research also shows that fasting can help lower inflammation, improve cholesterol and triglycerides, and support healthy blood pressure, of course. Fasting isn't for everyone. Pregnant or breastfeeding women, people under 18, and anyone with certain health conditions should always consult a doctor first. So the myth that fasting is automatically harmful? That's simply not true. In many cases, it can actually support better health when done properly. Myth number 2, keto diet doesn't work because we need carbs for energy. Many people believe that without carbohydrates, the body can't function properly, but that's simply not true. Here's the science: carbohydrates are one source of fuel, but they're not the only one. Our bodies are incredibly adaptable. When carbs are limited, the body shifts into a state called ketosis, where it burns fat for energy instead. Fat gets converted into ketones, which become a powerful and efficient fuel for the brain and muscles. In fact, studies show that ketones can provide up to 70% of the brain's energy needs during ketosis, and many people report more stable energy and focus compared to relying on carbs alone. That doesn't mean carbs are bad or that everyone should cut them out, but it does mean they are not essential for survival. The body can create the small amount of glucose it truly needs through a natural process called gluconeogenesis, using protein and fat. So the idea that keto doesn't work because we need carbs for energy is a myth. The truth? Our bodies are designed to run on more than one type of fuel, and fat can be an excellent one. Myth number 3, creatine is only for athletes. Creatine is often seen as just a supplement for bodybuilders or athletes looking to boost performance. But the truth is, creatine offers much more, and it's not limited to the gym. Creatine is a naturally occurring compound in our muscles and brain. While it does help improve strength and endurance during workouts, studies also show that it supports cognitive function, memory, and even helps protect against neurological decline. In fact, creatine supplementation has been studied in conditions like Parkinson's and depression, showing potential benefits for brain health. And beyond that, it may play a role in reducing fatigue, supporting recovery, and improving overall energy metabolism. So, while athletes have popularized creatine, its benefits extend far beyond sports. It's a safe, well-researched supplement that can support both physical and mental health. The myth that creatine is only for athletes? Completely false. Myth number 4, taking supplements is always beneficial for your health. Many people assume that popping a bunch of supplements is automatically good. More vitamins, more minerals, you'll fill every gap, right? But that's a myth. First, lab testing is key. Your body might not need everything, or you might already be getting enough from your diet. Without testing, you could be wasting money, or worse, risking overdoses or interactions. Second, research shows that deficiencies of certain micronutrients are common, vitamins like D, B12, minerals like iron, especially in specific populations. But that doesn't mean everyone should take everything. Third, supplements aren't tightly regulated, and quality can vary. Some products don't have the amount they claim, others might have contaminants. This means there's a real risk when you take supplements without guidance. Fourth, more isn't always better. Too much of something like vitamin A, iron, or certain minerals can cause harm. It might upset balance in the body or interfere with absorption of other nutrients. So, the idea that all supplements are beneficial is simply false. The truth? If you test and find you're missing something, the right supplement can help, but random supplementation without knowing is rarely the optimal path. Myth number 5, we only use 10% of our brain. Myth number 5 says we only use 10% of our brain as if the rest is just sitting there, unused. But neuroscience proves that's not true. Brain imaging studies, like fMRI and PET scans, show that virtually all areas of the brain are active at different times, even while we're resting. It's not that only 10% works, different regions switch on depending on what we're doing. And here's another clue, the brain makes up only about 2% of our body weight, but it consumes around 20% of our energy. Why would evolution waste so much energy if 90% of the brain were useless? Plus, even small injuries to the brain can cause major problems with speech, vision, memory, or movement. If 90% were unnecessary, damaging those areas wouldn't matter, but they do. So the idea that we only use 10% of our brain? Total myth. The truth is, we use all of it, just not every part at the same time. If you're enjoying this video and want more science-based health content, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps us grow and bring you even more valuable tips. Myth number 6, fatty liver happens only to alcoholics. Myth number 6 claims that having a fatty liver is something that happens only if you drink a lot of alcohol. But that's not true, and the truth is more complex. There's actually a condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD, now often referred to as MASLD, which stands for metabolic dysfunction-associated steatotic liver disease. This happens when fat builds up in the liver without alcohol being the cause. Who's at risk? People with obesity, insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol or triglycerides, and metabolic syndrome. In fact, it's one of the most common liver conditions worldwide, even in people who rarely drink. Liver tests and imaging often reveal fat buildup in patients with little or no alcohol use. And while alcohol can certainly damage the liver, it's far from the only factor. So the myth that fatty liver is only for alcoholics is false. The truth is, metabolic health and lifestyle play a much bigger role than alcohol alone. Myth number 7, we must cut fats to lower cholesterol and prevent heart disease. You've probably heard that we need to reduce fat intake to lower cholesterol and protect our hearts. But that's only part of the story. First, not all fats are created equal. Unhealthy fats, like trans fats and some saturated fats, can raise harmful cholesterol and increase cardiovascular risk. But healthy fats, like those from olive oil, nuts, and avocados, actually support heart health. Now, let's talk about cholesterol. Contrary to popular belief, cholesterol itself isn't the enemy, it's a vital molecule your body uses to repair cells and produce hormones. In fact, during a cardiovascular event, cholesterol actually helps patch damage in blood vessels. Of course, there's LDL, often called bad cholesterol, which in excess can contribute to plaque buildup. But HDL, the so-called good cholesterol, is protective. It transports excess cholesterol away from arteries and helps the body respond to injury. So the myth that all fats are bad and cholesterol is dangerous? Completely false. The real story is choosing the right fats and understanding that cholesterol plays a crucial role in heart repair and overall health. Those were the top 7 health myths busted. Remember, not everything you hear about health is true, and science often tells a different story. Take the time to question common beliefs, check the facts, and make decisions based on real evidence. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss new tips to stay informed and healthy. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.